Hello again, it's your queer Great-Auntie here with Maud to talk about why it is important for all of the letters in LGBTQIA plus to stick together. The last little video I put up was in solidarity with all of my trans cousins and siblings and niblings over in the UK who are having their rights systematically stripped away from them. They're just my closest neighbours. I know they're not the only people on the planet who are facing this kind of erasure, but that was what the video was about. And there was one comment on the video, and all it said was LGB without the T, please. And I responded, nope. And this is why. I can understand on a surface level why people may feel that it makes sense to differentiate between lesbian, gay, bisexual, which are sexual orientations about who you're attracted to, and to kind of separate that off from trans, intersex, non-binary, which are about gender identity. And this is the reason why we cannot make that separation. It's that cis het people, i.e. people who are not part of the LGBTQIA plus community, don't really see a difference. Trans people are exposed to homophobia all the time, and likewise, gay, bi, lesbian people are exposed to transphobia. And it comes down to our shared experiences of oppression. Because LGBTQIA plus, or LGBTI plus is how I usually refer to it, is a coalition of people with diverse experiences. But what unites us is that we experience oppression from the same system of patriarchy, and imperialist capitalism has part to do with it as well, but I won't get too much into the weeds on that. But it doesn't make a difference to the bully who's calling you names, whether you identify as, let's say, a gay man or a pre-transition trans woman or a non-binary person. They don't care about that. They just see someone they assume to be male not conforming to what they believe a male should be and giving you grief on that account. So yeah, there is a difference between sexual orientation, attraction, or lack thereof, because the aero ace community are very much also in the spotlight at the moment. That doesn't matter as much as the system that is trying to wipe us out. And that is a system which is gender policing. We can see it in so many different ways. The idea that, no, we only recognise two genders and this is how each of them is expected to behave. So if, like me, you're a cis lesbian, very often the kind of bad comments, slurs that you receive have to do with undermining your membership of the female gender. You get degendered, misgendered, you get criticised for not being woman enough. And guess who else comes under that kind of scrutiny? Trans women and AFAB non-binary people. So it's not about saying these are different struggles. It's about saying we are experiencing oppression, discrimination, and outright bullying and harassment, and often worse, from the same source, because we do not fit their expectations of how gender is to be understood and performed. And that is why I will never, never turn my back on my trans, intersex, non-binary, gender fluid, agender, genderqueer cousins, siblings, niblings. You are part of my struggle, We are fighting the same oppression. And for that, I am going to give this queer auntie hug with Maud's help to all of the gender minorities that are such a crucial part of the struggle for the sexual minorities, the sexuality minorities. So this is a hug for all of my gender non-conforming, gorgeous people who just make life so much better by being so much more interesting than the normal stuff. Maud thinks you're amazing too. She absolutely loves every single one of you, as do I. So that's my queer auntie hugs for today from me and Maud. Keep existing. Existence is resistance, and if it's not your body, it's not your choice.